Welcome back to another Canton Bourbon Boys video. We are doing part 2 of our series on Buffalo Trace. This time, Buffalo Trace Bourbon, their flagship product. I love Buffalo Trace Bourbon. It is harder to find. There is no secondary market really for it. Usually it's even trades for retail to get these bottles. We were lucky enough to do a barrel pick of it, which are absolutely fantastic. And maybe we will consider, if we get to 500 subscribers, we were going to give away one of our new Riv picks. We will even consider maybe giving another one of our Buffalo Trace out. Depends on it. But today, we're going to do part 2. We're going to compare Buffalo Trace. So please stay tuned to the latest edition of the Canton Bourbon Boys when we compare Buffalo Trace to some of its counterpart products. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back, everybody. I love Buffalo Trace. Their standard offering, I really like it for what it is. It's a fantastic mixer. It's got traditional bourbon flavors, and I really like it. I want to kind of compare it to some of the other products on the market, and I'm not comparing it to everything you would typically see it compared to. I kind of picked some randoms to kind of go after, and we will kind of see where it ends up. Everything I picked off this list I think is going to be pretty good for a standard offering. It's not, nothing here is going to be crazy barrel proof that's going to blow my damn socks off, but for a standard offering bourbon, I think a lot of companies do a really good job with their standard products. Buffalo Trace does a great job, and I personally think out of all the offerings from Buffalo Trace, their flagship product for the price it goes for and no secondary market value, Buffalo Trace is absolutely fantastic. So let's get into this thing here and try this. My son once again mixed all these up for me. I did a scavenger hunt, found the Glencairns, and put them up here. So he seems to enjoy this. So let's go with the first one here. Kind of work our way through the lineup, and then we will talk about the bottles that I put in here. But I expect Buffalo Trace to do pretty well with my flavor profile. So all these are going to be a little young. This one's got a little funk to it, a little warehouse funk, traditional caramels and vanillas. That's about it, and that's kind of all I expect out of these. Non-complex, traditional flavor profile, nothing crazy. The proofs on these will vary from, I think the highest one I have is 101. Obviously, you probably know what that is, but 101 I think is the highest. I got a one that's 100 proof, and down to 90, and let me see the last one. Lowest one's 90 proof. So lowest one I think will be the Buffalo Trace. Let me yeah, 90 proof. 90 proof's tied. There's two that are 90. So young, grassy, corn, traditional caramels and vanillas, traditional bourbon. A lot of corn, a lot of grains, a little bit of a grassy note. I mean, this is not in here, but it reminds me of Yellowstone Select. Standard offerings, not bad. I can drink that neat. I can mix it. It's great. Not bad. Now, let me go back a step. In the last video, we did the barrel proofs. The lowest barrel proof I would prefer to drink over this one. So that kind of says the Maker's Mark cask strength, even though it finished last, it is not a bad bourbon, but in comparison with those barrel proofs, it fell last. But this one here, not bad for a standard offering bourbon. So I get a lot more out of this one. A lot more. So I'm getting heavy fruits. I don't get a youth. I don't get any herbal or grassy notes off this. So fruit, caramel, vanilla, and a little warehouse funk. I'm getting this funk off a lot of... Warehouse funk is two different things for me. So I get an extreme warehouse funk on something that's extremely aged. And I think that's mostly for the tobacco notes I'm getting. This one is not a strong tobacco note, but I still get a little bit of funk. And now I like to say wet mop. But wet mop is not necessarily bad. It's just old and funky. Almost like the vintage bourbons get a little wet moppy, and it's more of like a old wet moppy attic type taste. This one here, just a little funk to it, a little bit of char to it. But this one's a little more fruit forward than that one. Oh, that's really nice. Oh boy. Really fruit forward on the palate. There's no graininess to it. So I love the light fruit flavors. So more of like, I get like almost like a lemon / citrus to this one. Light crisp pear. A Granny Smith apple. This is really nice. Really nice. I'd prefer to drink that one neat. That is not a mixer. Let's go with 3. Ooh, this one's cool. This one's got almost like a licorice type nose to it, which I like. Wow. I want to flip the cup over and see what it is. Licorice flavor, fruits, rich red raspberry. I freaking love this. But a huge banana. Huge banana. Nose doesn't match the palate, but that's okay. I still get a slight banana note, the rich, crisp, citrusy type flavors, but they're very, very mild. Very, very mild, which, I mean, these two right here, 2 and 3, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, hopefully these don't get in the mingle and we got a freaking problem here, but these 3 have been great. Let's go with the 4th one. Once again, great nose. Great nose. Another rich fruit flavored, caramely vanilla type. Oh. This one's got a little twang to it. What's that twang? Gotta get that twang. Oh, God. A smokiness. A slight smokiness. An enjoyable smokiness. Another little funk to it. Little oaky. There is a slight tobacco on this one. Don't like the palate. Don't like the palate. What do I got in this mix? Don't like the palate. Oh boy. That funk is the only thing you taste on the palate. So hopefully it's not something good. It's definitely the worst of the bunch so far. It's got a funk to the palate. It's got a wonderful nose, but the palate picked up this weird moldy type taste to it that I did not enjoy. Let's go with the last one. Oh, another good nose. I get huge licorice again. I don't know why I'm picking up licorice twice on these. But this one is like totally black licorice. And I enjoy this. It's different, it's funky. I cannot figure out what the hell this one is. Well, wow. This is like a cigar box. This is like a cigar box. I mean, this is very unique. God damn. It's very unique. Cigar box. Cedar. If you ever had an acid cigar, that flavored cigar, kind of smells like that. Starlight cigar blend. Kind of smells a little bit like that. I mean, Starlight takes it in the next level. But this is almost like a cigar batch kind of blend with a off-the-shelfer. Fantastic nose. God, that black licorice really shines through. Oh, I like that. Very nice. Very nice. This one's definitely last. God, now it's going to be hard. Let's see here. Let's try to A and B this a little bit. Oh. I love the nose on this one a lot better. Yeah. Oh, easy. Easy on that one. Let's try this one. This one I like, though. So different. So incredibly different. I'm going to stay with my order. This one's cool. When we get to it, we'll see what it is. But very cool. So let's get to the order on these. So let's go with the last place, which this one I don't like, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I hope it's the one I think it is. And if it's the Heaven Hill Green Label, that's the only one I put in that you can't get in Ohio, but it's readily available in Kentucky. It's easy to get. It's an off-the-shelfer. It's a 6-year. It's a 6-year. Their new Bottle and Bond 7-year was rumored to take its place, but they are keeping the 6-year round. So Heaven Hill 6-year Green Label. Now let's see what this is. It's the Heaven Hill. Okay. This is the Heaven Hill 6-year Green Label. Lucky guess for me, but it's hyped up. It's hyped up a lot to be like one of the best off-the-shelfers on the market. And the little legend says that it was produced just for Kentucky residents. It was a great product. Now, I don't enjoy it. I thought it had a weird funk to it. It doesn't depict what Heaven Hill is to me. I've grown into Heaven Hill. I mean, all of us are kind of the same. We start out, we get some off-the-shelf stuff, and then we go Buffalo Trace crazy. And then once we go Buffalo Trace crazy and have it all and realize it's not all what it may be cut out to be and there's other good products out there, we venture. And Heaven Hill is one of the companies, along with Old Forester and Michter's, that I have really gravitated towards. Wild Turkey maybe a little bit as well for some of their extreme products. But I've gravitated towards other companies through time. And this one doesn't depict what Heaven Hill is about to me. But Heaven Hill. Now, let's get to this cool one here. And this one's different. This one's way different. Wow, this is the Old Forester 100. Totally off fucking profile. Totally off profile. I like this a lot. It fell fourth on my list, but I'm telling you what, this was funky. This had some cigar blend type bourbonness to it that hit you with like an old cedar cigar box. And it was different. This comes in at Old Forester 100 proof. Old Forester. I did not get traditional Old Forester notes, which was kind of cool. And wow, that was different. So I tell you what, the Old Forester 100, quite different, and I enjoyed it. Now, palates are different from day to day as well. So in the previous video, the Old Forester 1920, I picked up the banana notes. I picked up on some of the Old Forester profile, which depicted like immediately for me. This is the 1920. This one here I did not, which is what's cool about profiles as they change through time. Every time you try something, it may be a little different. There's rumors and legends and myths out there about, oh, you keep a bottle open for a while, it's going to change in flavor profile. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. The neck pour issues, the neck pour is different. When it oxidizes a little bit, it's going to taste a little different. It probably does every single time you open it, whether it oxidizes or not. Your palate is based on what you've ate for the day, what you've drank for the day. Speaking of drinking, this morning, Tremont coffee. I went and grabbed myself one for me and my wife this morning. Please visit Tremont Coffee. It's absolutely fantastic coffee. And had to throw that little pun in there for Mr. Mark Kemp at Tremont Coffee. The stuff is freaking great. I went there this morning, grabbed myself a latte for me and my wife. It was great. Let's get to number 3 on this list. So I like everything except for the last one, the Heaven Hill Green Label. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So most of the bourbon lovers out there, every time they've been to Kentucky, they've probably picked up one of these Heaven Hill Green Labels. There was rumor that this was going to be discontinued. It did not get discontinued. They discontinued the bigger plastic handles. But this 6-year-old Heaven Hill Green Label is going to stick around in Kentucky for a little while. Grab yourself one if you want. Give it a try. I did not like it in this tasting, and I probably would not prefer to buy one again. But let's go with let's go with my 3rd place. This is the Wild Turkey 101. So, like I said, I really, really liked these top 3. Wild Turkey 101 is great. I've only got a few left, and it's between 2. And it's 2 of my favorite off-the-shelfers. I would have loved to see Old Forester up there, but Wild Turkey 101 is good stuff, man. Can't go wrong with the Wild Turkey product. That little Wild Turkey funk in there that you pick up off the rare breed and everything is in there. But it's got a nice all-around general bourbon profile, which I really enjoy. Yeah, so don't be afraid of the Wild Turkey 101. It's pretty decent. Let's go to the next 2, which I'm excited for because the next 2 are some of my favorite like budget bourbons off the shelf. So let's get to number 2. Number 2, Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is a great off-the-shelf product if you can find it. You're not going to pay crazy secondary market prices for Buffalo Trace. Quite a great product. It's fantastic. It's your standard bourbon profile, which is wonderful. And this also excites me because one of my favorite off-the-shelf bourbons is the last one I have here, and it is the Michter's. It's the Michter's Small Batch Bourbon. So I'm really excited for the Michter's Small Batch Bourbon. It's really freaking good. It's one of the bourbons that I recommend to people that are kind of wandering around the liquor store. Michter's Small Batch is fantastic. It's really, really good. And if you can't get Buffalo Trace, get the Michter's. The Michter's is so freaking good, and I love it. So let's give the Michter's another try here.
Right now.
So the Michter's is great. So we love the freaking Michter's products. So Buffalo Trace and Michter's kind of finished up for us as the 2 products that were the best from the all-around general bourbons. So what I want to say to this is there's a lot more general bourbons, standard bourbon offerings that you can get off the shelf. Woodford Reserve is one of them that would have been great to do in this tasting. There's others as well that would have been good to compare to. But from what we compared, I like to have the Wild Turkey 101 in there. Some of the ones people hype up a little bit. Michter's is starting to get allocated, so it's getting a little harder and harder to get the Michter's Small Batch Bourbon. Just as it is to get the Buffalo Trace. But either of these products, you can't go wrong. Still, standard liquor stores are probably still going to have the Michter small batch bourbon in them. It hasn't gone crazy yet, but grab yourself a Michter's, grab yourself a Buffalo Trace. Love these two products. I am so happy that Michter small batch ended up on top, and I'm happy that Buffalo Trace showed up. So thank you guys for tuning in this video. I really appreciate you guys all tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And the next time we will get into some more Buffalo Trace products and comparisons. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.